Welcome to En Pointe, the mindset podcast for dancers, artists, athletes, and creatives, helping artists get out of their heads so they can get into their creative bag. I'm your host, Latte, aka Lottie Dottie. Hi guys, welcome back to the En Pointe podcast. So today we have a really great episode. We are talking all about the importance of staying true to yourself and your overall vision, knowing exactly what you want for yourself, getting booked for an awesome job, maybe like going on a world tour, okay? And who do I have with me today to talk all about this subject? I have Miss Alexis Rose.
Woo, woo, woo,
amazing. And I think that she just encompasses all of this. Alexis, if you don't know Alexis, like, first of all, I don't know what you're on. But Alexis, can you please tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
I'm Alexis Rose. I'm a professional dancer / choreographer. I am trained in very many styles of dance, and I teach heels classes. I dance around the world.
I know that's right.
And I just am my true, authentic self while I'm doing it all. Yeah.
I love it. And then didn't you train with Debbie Allen?
Yes, I did.
I love that so much. Like, how many years was that?
I trained with her when she first opened her doors in Culver City. So when I was 4 years old, my mom couldn't figure out where the hell to put me.
Yeah.
So she took me to, one of her friends actually told her about Debbie Allen opening up a studio. She was like, oh my gosh, great. This is great for her. Put me in there. I didn't stop till I was 18.
Oh my God, that's probably the best training. Jazz, ballet,
modern, jazz, hip hop, flamenco, salsa, African,
right.
Denim, Horton, Graham.
Oh yes, Horton Graham.
Yes, you name it. Honestly, I probably really learned that because in any way form, I've learned Bollywood from her. Yeah, because when she did like the Nutcracker, she had like someone come and actually teach us like hands and all the culture and everything. Yeah, because it's like, and that's why I'm like, if I'm gonna do something, I want to learn the background behind it, because like I'm not about to be going around doing no 1, 2, 3, 4 and you miss the whole 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right. The background, that's a whole nother story. Some of us need to learn how to learn the history of dance, but we'll do another episode.
Yeah.
I feel like I could really see the well-roundedness in your classes. So if you guys don't know, so when your classes are, which days?
Right now, I've been teaching a lot on Mondays, but the way schedules go and the way things go, I can be teaching on a Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday. It just, whatever I post.
Right.
I let it be known, but it's usually, lately it's been Mondays.
Gotcha.
And like around like 8:30, sometimes 9:30.
Okay.
For the late folks.
Sometimes we start late and that's okay.
Hey.
Some of us have jobs and that's perfect for us. Shit. And then what level is your classes?
It's all levels, because
Perfect.
I want everyone to feel welcomed. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I only want advanced dancers, but these beginners want to come learn from me as well. It's a push. So it's never going to be like, leave you behind. And, you know, I'm going to worry about these folks over here. I'm more catering to the beginners than I am to the advanced. Like, you got it, girl. What you talking about? Like, if you've been with me forever, you should know, like, oh, girl, that's my style. But really, it's all levels. I want everybody to feel welcome to my class.
I love it. And that's exactly like if you guys didn't know this, like when I first moved to LA, some of my first classes, heels classes, was literally with Alexis. I jumped in. I was like so nervous too. And I just remember you were so, just like you're so, like your energy is just so grounded, and it's not so like, I don't know, girl, I'd be coming into classes stressed sometimes. I just felt really comfortable in your class. You're so real. I was just like, I feel like I'm just like hanging out with my homegirl. Like I felt comfortable, and there really is all levels in that class. So I feel like you're still getting a push if you're an advanced dancer, and you're getting a push if you're, you know, a beginner, intermediate dancer. So I really love the space that you've created.
Thank you.
Yeah, so kudos on that. But I also remember, I think it was like towards the end of 2022, and I'm trying to remember even what choreography it was. My memory's not that good. Oh, no. It was like your last class of the year.
I think it was Fuck with Post Malone
It
featuring
was.
Jeremih.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it was. That one was hard. That one's a little spicy.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was a good one.
That was a
good one. I love that one.
Yes, that was a good one. And I remember at the end of class, you were literally just like speaking life into your students, and you were also just sharing your experience as like a choreographer, a dancer, and saying that, you know, you didn't want to end the year not living out your dream, not performing live, not, you know, touring. And I just remember being just like so inspired by you. And then fast forward, here we are, like the beginning of 2024, and this bitch been on tour like most of 2023 tour, like middle of 2023. Like the fuck, you like brought that into real life. That's insane.
That's the power of the tongue. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, it's real shit. That's amazing. I love actually seeing people live out their dreams when they say it and then you actually see them doing it. It's inspiring. It's so inspiring. So before you booked this recent tour, I want to talk a little bit more about that power of the tongue. Like, what kind of things would you tell yourself? Did you use affirmations? Did you kind of have like mindset things that you would do with yourself? Like, how did you stay focused on your goal like that?
I prayed a lot. I spoke to God a lot about it. I changed my way of thinking, the way I talk. I changed a lot of just the things about me, and especially my environment as well. As like, I noticed certain people shouldn't have been in my circle that were in my circle.
Important.
And I removed myself from that and stayed focused on what the task was. And it was like, I told myself, regardless of what I do, whatever goes on outside of my world, my personal world, and outside of dance, I'm going to be on somebody's stage touring the world. So I spoke a lot of that into existence. A lot of my friends, we've had phone calls. We sat in cars late nights after dance class, just speaking about it. I had a friend that literally just told me, stop saying you will. I mean, you can say you will, but like, it's better to say I am.
I like that.
And it's like,
oh, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's a powerful change.
It's like, I am going to do something. I am going to be on tour. I am going to dance with so-and-so. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like, it's a real mindset you have to change as a dancer, or just being in any type of industry, to allow yourself to see yourself in that vision. I saw myself being on tour. Like, literally, I dreamed about it, saw it, said, all right, so what is happening? Next you know, I open my Instagram, I see a flyer. 50 Cent featuring Busta Rhymes and Jeremih.
Look.
All right, well, we know what to do now. Let's go.
Let's go. And for some of our listeners, I know sometimes you guys are familiar with these kind of affirmations and kind of like speaking to yourself. Did it feel funny at first? I think people get hung up on it. Yeah,
but honestly, I mean, I ain't gonna say some of us are just weirdos, but I'm the weirdo because I talk to myself.
Okay.
Like, I have to talk to myself to get me through these days, to get me through life, to get me and if I'm talking to myself, I know I'm talking to God. So I'm just like, I know he hears me. And I know he's gonna put what I'm saying into words. Now, if you speak negatively about yourself, then that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, you know, who else is playing with you? Not God. You ain't talking to God right now.
Right,
so
right.
I spoke a lot to myself and was just like, you know, it was easy. Honestly, it was natural to me because I do talk to myself. It's just so natural because I'm just like, yeah, girl, you're going. I don't care what anybody's saying. Shit. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to do this. You're going to see this. You're going to see the world. And I don't care what they say.
Delulu. You guys know I'm a fan of the Delulu.
It happens. It becomes true.
Okay.
Have you seen that post?
You heard that shit.
The Delulu becomes true.
You better trademark that, put it on a t-shirt. The fuck?
I literally love it.
Okay, so awesome. So I want to hear the full story. So how did you find out that you were booked and you're about to go on tour with Jeremih? You've worked with him before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did a show in December of 2022 in my Fields Festival. He noticed me from one of my classes, a birthday class, my friend's birthday class. We did birthday sex, and I at that time I had just posted it and like just let it go, let it rock, and wasn't really paying no mind, but it also got a lot of attraction on it, where it was like it got like over 100K
bitch.
views
I
on
remember
it.
you guys talking about
And
that.
I was like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm lost. Did I miss something? Like, did somebody post my stuff that I don't know about? And I never saw, but everyone just kept reposting it. And like, it just started getting more views. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, you know what? I wanted to do, I forgot. I was about to have a class in the Bay. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I want to teach to fuck. I've been wanting to teach to the song. And I was just like, I want to just teach it and let's just do it. So I did the first class. I did like 2 classes out there for that song. Yeah. And then I came home and did that. I did it in LA. But when I did it, I think I did it after I did the one in Sacramento, he noticed it again. But he was already like seeing my post already. So he was already like, fire.
Who is this Alexis Rose?
He's like, like he's like, you know, like responding to him was just like, you know, and I'm like, thank you, like, you know, very humble about it, like, thank you, you know. See what happens
playing
here.
It cool, bitch. Playing it cool.
And mind you, I was supposed to go to In My Fields as like an audience member. Like I was going to like go see because my friend was literally about to. My friend was running it or something like that. And like basically, he got us tickets, so we were all gonna go. We had a plan, like we were gonna pregame, and like a week before the show or something like that, that's when Jeremiah reached out to me, and I had to tell my friends, like, I'm not going. You guys are gonna see me on stage though. So I'll see you guys in the audience. I'll hear from you. So yeah, and what's crazy is that I also saw that flyer. So I was like,
oh my God, the synchronicity.
Yes, I was like, what's going on? So I was like, I never even like thought about it. Like, I was just like, I always told myself like, I don't want to go to a festival. I don't want to go to like Rolling Loud and Coachella until I'm on the stage, and then I'll go.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll go. So then I'm just like, okay, like I just want to be on the stage, see it from one view, the view that I'm supposed to see it from, not the view from everybody else's view. I have my own.
That's not your view.
Yeah, that's not my view.
No.
So I want to see it from my view first, and then I'll see it from everybody else's view. So I did that show in December, and then regular life went by. And then around May, he reached out again to help him out for a show in Philly, which was another R&B show. Oh my God. And I had my booking, Jess, my twin, do that one. She also did the In My Fields one. Yeah. So we did that one. We did the Philly one. And then after that is when we all, like, communication started to get a little more higher on, like, can you help me out? Like, can you help me out with this 50? Like, can you help me out with the tour and all this stuff? Because I was doing like a lot of his songs, because him and my songs, him and my songs,
your songs,
me and his songs just are one-on-one. Like, regardless of how many times I've heard it, it hits every time. So I'm just like, it just matches, and just like I love dancing to his music. It was so easy.
It's
for
your
me.
vibe.
Yeah, and it's like I wanted to create to it like with an intention to, get his attention.
Of
course, but also
just because
it
matched the vibe.
Yeah, and it was just like, and again, manifesting it. You got to do something. You got to put in that work to like want to be somewhere. So it's like, if you want to be on tour with him, how about you do his music? A lot of the choreographers nowadays, how they get to be the choreographer, a lot of artists, they do their music a lot right before they're about to go on tour, or as soon as they announce their tour. You see a lot of choreographers like boom playing their song, and you just see all of the same songs just being played, different choreography. And that's basically like their audition, because Instagram's the new audition. This is the new audition, so which is great for me, because I didn't like going to auditions. Like I despise auditions, but I'll go.
Right.
Don't get me. I will go.
I feel you.
But like I get so nervous because I know my potential. I know where I can take it.
Hell yeah. Auditions is a stressful situation.
Yeah, and it becomes so stressful. It's a lot of people. I'm not that. Yeah. So basically, fast forward, he reached out to me. He reached out to me again, and then we solidified it, having a conversation over the phone, going over the logistics and what I'll be doing and what he needs, what help he needs out of me. And then Miss G, who coordinates everything.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say who
Shout out.
but she did call me, I think within the next day or two, and she was like, all right, well, we will be having rehearsal next week, and then we leave in a few days. Like,
oh my God, Alexis, what the fuck?
yeah. And so like that was like very shocking. I definitely cried. I definitely called my mom. I definitely ran around my house like, wow.
That's
like
major.
It was just like I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, oh my gosh. And it was like I was trying to cry. And then I was just like, it wouldn't cry because I was just like,
you were in shock.
I couldn't believe it until like I get on a plane. Or until I'm in rehearsal.
What the fuck?
So it was just like I didn't really believe it. I still didn't believe it, to be honest, until
I still don't.
Yeah. Until I hit the stage and I was like, wow, I just performed.
Oh my
and
God.
like I just couldn't believe it. And then the rest is
fucking history, baby.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, wait. First of all, I like Jeremiah is very popular amongst the hills. Okay,
Yes.
so just the fact that you went viral and you got his attention and like your stuff came up and caught his eye in a sea of like, you know, like how, like raise your hand if you've danced to birthday sex. Like
a lot of
okay, do you know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of us.
that bitch.
Literally.
Like,
and what's crazy about that is that for that birthday class, my friend, like I let her choose a song.
Yeah.
And then I was like, girl, that's not gonna be the song. Like I'm sorry, it's your birthday, but I'm gonna take over for a little bit. And she understood where I was going with it. So she was just like, fine, I guess. And I was like,
what's the song?
it was some Trina song. And I was like, girl, I love me some Trina, but I was like,
went on tour with Trina.
right. But like, I was just like, it's just not giving your birthday. Like, it's
No.
not giving a birthday class. And it's like the choreography that I was putting in my head
Right.
wasn't going to be like good enough or like,
Different energy. Trina.
yeah, like it would probably been a lot of watered down. Like you can't water down Trina. Like you gotta go hard to go home.
Right.
So I was like, and it was like because she had her friends coming and stuff like that. So I was just like, I don't really think I should do this one. So how about you let me choose birthday sex for you, and we just go and. So I did the first part, and then, I came back around and did my birthday class.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to do the second verse.
I hope you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
Good artistic decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love it. All right. So as a teacher and choreographer, right, because you have that role as well, how did you feel about putting your classes on hold? Like, how did your students take it? I mean, I would hope no one was like, dang, like, what the fuck?
They were.
I know.
They were.
I know they were.
Because they were my close friends,
Right,
they were
right.
allowed to do that. But they were also like, this is what you've been doing. And this is what you've been talking about. Like, the ones that did do that, they were like, yeah, like, they're like, what am I supposed to do? But I'm like, I always lean them in the right direction. Like, there's plenty of people to take classes from. Like, I'll lean you where you want to go. Like, if you want someone similar to my style, go here, go here, go here. And it's like, I mean, we all are different styles anyways, but it's the way people teach.
Absolutely.
So I'm just like, that's what I'm more focused on and how they can adapt to their teaching just as well as mine. Yeah. So I just was like, I gotta put this on hold. It's bittersweet because I'm going to go do something that I was working hard for. Yeah. And this is what the reason I did my classes.
Right.
I did these classes and they got to go somewhere. They ain't
Right.
going to just stay on Instagram for free now.
Okay. You got to pay us.
Okay. So I was like, they understood. I was like, I was like a little bit sad because then I had to like low key kind of hold my creativity in the flow. And so I was like dying while I was on like tour because I'm just like, dang, I want to get into a studio. But the way tour life is, and especially this tour, like where it was back to back, you never know when you're going to make it to the next location. Like you may make it 4 hours later, you may make it 16 hours later. So you got to play it by ear. So you can't really plan to have a class because I really wanted to teach in those locations.
Oh shit, yeah.
But it was just like so hard because they kept asking me. People kept asking me, like, "Can you teach a class? Can you teach a class while you're here?"
Oh, that's so tempting.
It's so tempting, but I was just like, I'm nervous that I may not show up to your class, and a lot of my class time was during the show time, so it just never worked in my favor. But it's okay. Like, I mean, at least y'all know who I am now in your city, so. But definitely, like, I definitely missed being in the studio for a really long time. That's why I couldn't wait to get home. And even though I was dying of sleep, I wanted to teach a class.
Oh, I know. Like immediately, I was like, this bitch is back.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally, like, what was it? Like, I got back like the 14th or 15th, something like that. Yeah. And I had a class the 19th. Okay. You didn't give yourself any break, huh? Nope.
No.
Straight to it.
That's like I like as a teacher, like because I had to stop teaching and move here, you know, and well, kind of. I mean, I still go back. Look at me. Yeah, it's hard to step away though as a teacher when you really truly like enjoy what you're doing with your students. So I could see how that's so hard.
Yeah, I also had to step away from like my little kids that I teach at my regular job. So it was like
what did they say?
Well, when they found out who I was doing it, because you know their parents are that generation of 50 Cent, so they were all like, 50 Cent, Miss Alexis, go girl, you go girl, and I like, of course, like kind of told her like a white lie, but I didn't know what the future was hold. But I'll be back in 2 months. Came back in 2 months, left in a day.
Sorry.
I'm gonna be back in 3 more months.
They're not mad at that. They're not mad at that.
No, they weren't, but definitely was. It was sad to see them because, you know, and then it's like when I came back, they weren't there. Like they weren't at the studio anymore. I was like, did I?
I
was like, did you guys leave because of me? I'm sorry. I mean, if you did, it sucked. But I was like, all right, it's okay. I'll make new friends.
Yeah. As a teacher, it's very like transient sometimes. Like leaving, coming back. There's like new faces. People are with you for a little bit and then leave, and then
it's like you get so comfortable and you get so like you're as a teacher, you're so happy to see your students' growth.
Hell yeah!
It's like they can start from barely knowing how to walk because I teach like 16 months.
Oh.
So like they're barely learning how to walk at this time. Yeah. So it's like at that time I'm just like, okay, now I got to teach you how to chasse and jump. You gotta learn, you gotta trust, and they also have to trust you. Like, they want to hold your hand and passe, and you know.
Oh, they do trust you.
Yeah, it was like, so it's a trust thing. So it's like now I have to learn new dancers and learn new kids, and hopefully they trust me just as much as my old ones do. But I've been teaching kids for about like 4 years. Yeah. So it was like I went through the flow of, you know, losing the kids and then coming back, and then, you know, they finding a new direction, not dance not being their thing, or them wanting to pursue it in a different way. Yeah. You know. So I mean, it was easy. Like, but it was also you
were able to come back to it still.
Yeah.
Okay, so boom. You're like on tour, right? Okay, so have you been on tour before?
No,
this is your first like major tour
with an artist. Yes.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like, what were some of the things that I don't know surprised you, or you had to adapt to, or what?
Honestly, like the whole thing. Like, it's a whole different experience. Like, one, like you go either from traveling on a plane or you traveling on a bus,
right?
And you know how vehicles work. They break down.
Okay.
And I experienced that a lot on tour, especially during the North America part of it. We definitely had some of those moments where like we ended up missing a show.
Yeah.
But I mean, things happen. You got to roll with the
They
punches
sure
and
do.
keep it pushing. Yeah. So that was like a new thing. And then also is, I felt like a newcomer coming into Jeremiah's camp because
Yeah.
a lot of his people been with him for years. So the other dancer that I was dancing with, Amaya, she's been with him for years. This is like I mean, of course I've danced with him, but it's my first tour with him
Yeah.
and being with him for that long.
Yeah.
And so it's an adjustment to, wanting to, and allowing yourself to open up to those people. Cause it's like, you're going to go through these things. You're going to go through it together.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to feel comfortable. And me, I'm like, I need my space sometimes. And I need to like, wind down, like where it was times like my mom was like, I know you are wanting your space right now. I know you're in your hotel room away from everybody. So there'd be like times like they'll go to the after party and I would purposely be like, I'll go with you guys, take a nap.
Oh yeah, because you gotta turn up too.
It's I mean, it's
Of
tour,
course.
so it's like I was like I wanted to do those things, but also I was just like I also need a mental reset. So it was like a lot for me because I'm used to being by myself. Like I move by myself. I do everything. Like I have my friends, of course, and everything, but like everything I'm doing like is by myself. So I like had to adjust to having people around me all the time, being in my face.
Yeah.
It's like waking up to everybody, living on a tour bus, having to pee on a tour bus.
Right.
Can't do number 2 on a tour bus. So it's like a lot that you have to get to in the long drives. But I love traveling. So when I was able to mix traveling and dance together, you get a happy me.
Yeah.
So I was okay with it. It was like, I was like, brush it off. You have bad days, you have good days.
Of course.
That's just life. You just got to roll with it. And it's like, not everything's going to be perfect. Not every show's going to be perfect. Not everyone's going to be perfect. You just got to keep going. Yeah. And just be yourself. So if you're not yourself,
That's why you got booked.
Hello.
Yeah.
But it was a great, like, what's the word? Eye opener for me. Like it was an experience that I definitely needed and allowed me to grow within that experience where, like I know what's going to happen for the next tour. Like I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, season now.
It's like,
especially a world tour. How many countries?
Like over 20.
Shut the fuck in a matter of how many months?
5.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
20 countries.
Over 20 countries, over 7 continents.
People don't even go to that many like places in their life. Like what
let alone in 5 months.
Okay.
So it was a lot. So and it's also adjusting to those things. Like when you went overseas, like there is no CVS. There's no Target. You gotta go do those researches and find those things. Like,
and nothing's in English.
Yes. So it's like you gotta really find those things, and they have different names for this stuff. So it's like you're lucky if you got your product that you need for your hair, for your thing, for everything, all the stuff that you need. It's just you gotta do your research too as well. It's like it's not just hey, you go on tour and you keep going and like you'll find it as you go. No, you have to actually look, and like especially when it came down to my lashes, my hair.
Okay, girl.
I'm a lash girl.
I know that's right.
So I was making sure my lashes was done every time. I was like, don't make me blind, please. Make sure. I was like, my hair, I definitely in the beginning was like, I had my hairstylist in LA do it. And then when we came back to LA, I did it again. Mm-hmm. That lasted me a good 2 months. Shout out to my girl, Jada.
Shout her out.
Because she had me good until London. Yes. And then that's when I switched it up. Had to switch it up a little bit. Because having them not looking at the same girl all the time.
You bitch, who this? Period.
Literally. But yes. So yeah, it was a lot that I had to adjust to. But I was like, I'm ready. Like, when's the next tour?
Right. Now, see, yeah, now you're seasoned. I feel like, and you do it sounds like you do a really good job of like listening to yourself. Like, okay, I need to sleep. I need to rest. And then I can like show up and be the best Alexis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, literally. And trust me, everybody be like, take a nap, Lex. You'll be right. That's very true. It's really true. And like, they tell me that, I'm telling myself that. So it's like, you just got to take a nap. You'll wake up, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I went on tour when I was like 21. It was like a small artist and it was like just in the States.
Oh, yeah?
I was not like, I had issues, bitch. I had issues. I got into like fights with the other dancer.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
it was bad. I was like really like hot-headed too when I was younger and just like impulsive. So I partied a lot. I didn't listen to myself and like get sleep, bitch.
Yeah.
Eat well.
Yeah. No, trust me. Amaya, she definitely she tried to always get me out, but I was like, Amaya, no, I'm not going tonight. I'd be like, no, I'm not going tonight. They used to try to, I wouldn't say bully, but bully.
No, yeah.
Not bully, but bully. They be trying to get me out. Like, come on, Lex.
It's a lifestyle.
It's like, yeah. It'd be like,
Yeah.
they'd be like, it's our last night. You set up the last night. Like, how this after party pop up? But it was like, you know, like you won't get to experience that again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, I definitely was partying and definitely turning up, but also that was after.
It's a job.
Once the job is done,
Right.
that's when you can party.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I like, sometimes people be getting tripped up on that.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think it was 2 podcasts ago I kind of talked about that. Like, dancing is, if you get booked for like a job, it's still a job.
Yeah.
You have contracts.
Yeah.
You need to be professional.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't just like, if you're hungover, like,
Yeah.
you got to perform, baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And I think what was great, I mean, it probably is like a I guess. I don't know what's the word for it, but like, it's like a good thing because Jeremih, is so chill. Like, he's really like, he's like cool to hang around. Like, you don't have to feel like a stick is up your ass.
Pressured. Yeah.
Or like you're like, you say the wrong thing and he's gonna look at you like, he's like, tell me how you really feel. Because we would have conversations. Like, we all had conversations. We became a family at one point. I mean, at one point we were just like, all right, we're family because we talking like this.
Yeah.
So what's the gist? Like, what's going on? Like, we would have like real conversations because that's just how it ended up being for us.
It's a good environment.
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, I feel like that. But like, now that I did that with them, I don't want to think that, you know, like every artist is like that, because sometimes you won't get that one-on-one time with the artist as much as I did, because we were literally in each other's face all the time.
Yeah.
So like, for instance, like 50s dancers, they weren't really like with 50 all the time. Like, they had their own buses, they own stuff. Like, we were actually on the bus with Jeremih.
That's kind of cool, because then he's like in the not the trenches, but like, you know what I mean, with you guys.
Yeah.
But
So it's like, no, but I mean, when North America, we did have 2 separate buses, but when we got to Europe, it was like, we were on this bus together,
in it.
and yeah, whatever we gotta talk about, we gonna talk about it now. But we gotta talk about the set list. We gotta talk about how the show went, how we were gonna perfect it, whatever we need to talk about. How's life going? What's going on? Because like, there was things going on, like, in everyone's life,
Of course.
outside of this tour. Like, as much as it, you know, seemed all roses and petals and flowers and bunnies, it wasn't. Like, it was a lot going on behind scenes. Like, you never knew what was going on in people's lives. So, like, yeah.
How did you deal with that kind of, like, a little bit of pressure? Because sometimes people be cracking under the pressure a little bit of just like
being myself.
Just like, like, or like getting sets right, or like, I'm sure tech stuff changes quickly.
Surprisingly, I work so good under pressure.
You do good under pressure.
Yeah, I would say, like, I do have to tell myself, like, slow down, like, mental check, slow down. You're doing too much. I do it all the time. Like, I literally would run out of my house, leave my keys, and be like, I'm locked at the house.
Pause.
Like, get it together, ma'am. Like, so I'd be like, ugh. Why did you run out? You left something? Like, why didn't you just check? Like, what's wrong with you? I give myself a hard time with those things, but you definitely have to, like, just keep it going. Because I think Debbie Alan
had that pressure on you.
had pressure
Right.
on us.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to get it right. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, I also get it also from my godfather. He's in the military. So it's like, yeah, we just roll.
You got to train under the pressure.
Yeah. So it wasn't hard for me to adjust to that.
Nice.
I wouldn't say it was like, all right, this is what we're doing. All I need is some sort of communication, and I'm here with you. We right here.
Got it.
We here.
Done.
Just say what you gotta say, and that's all I gotta say, and then when that's it. Job is done.
Period. Period.
Yeah, literally.
Good. Nice. Well, actually, speaking of your family, your godfather, was all of your family pretty supportive of you going on tour? Was there any concerns? Did they miss you? Of course they missed you. Of course.
They missed me a lot. Oh. My family couldn't wait for me to come home. They were actually sad that the tour got extended, but they were happy at the same time. Right. They definitely wanted to spend like a little bit of time with me. But when I got back, they was ready to see me, and I'm like, can I have some sleep first? But my mom was the first person to pick me up from the airport. She's like, of course I'm picking you up. She was like, I was like, it's 6 a.m., right? She was like, yeah, that's fine. But she was more happy. I'm not going to say she was more happy than everybody, but they were all pretty much happy for me because this is the moment that we were all like waiting for.
Yeah.
So it's like, they were wondering, like, when is my time, just as much as I was. So it was like when that time came, they were like, oh,
it's go time.
I said, oh. So now they go around and tell everybody. Like, my dad tell all his friends in the barbershop. I'd be like, they're like, yeah, my friends in the barbershop, they asking when you going back on tour. I'm dead. Dad, what? Like, they're like, yeah, he asked, like, he wanted to see your pictures from your tour, your videos from tours. So you got any videos from tour? Cute. He thinks you're so cool. Like, I'm like, Dad, can y'all talk about anything else in the barbershop but me?
No.
I love that you're talking about me. I know I'm your favorite. So, yeah, it was definitely, it was really good and felt so great to, like, hear I'm proud of you.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like, and my grandma, everybody was like, I'm so proud of you, girl. You did it. And I was like, I'm not even done yet.
I know. You did it.
That was just giving y'all a warm up for real. But it was definitely like, it was really good to hear. Because, like, I mean, yeah, aww. I have, siblings, how siblings are.
I was going to say, do you have siblings that dance?
No.
Okay.
No, but
sibling rivalry, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They all played sports except me and my little sister. So
competitive.
So they were, but they all like didn't really. They found a different direction in their lives.
What do they do?
Well, my older sister,
I'm nosy.
My oldest sister, I believe she played. I want to say she played basketball. The oldest of us, but then now she works for social work. Child Protective Services. So she's like, and she like, she graduated from CSUN with like I did.
Yeah.
And she kind of set the bar for us. So we were all like,
oldest sisters.
We were like,
we be doing that
girl.
shit.
But she's a tourist too. So it all makes sense on like, us. So she like set the bar for us. So I was just like, dang, how am I gonna top you, girl? I got the degree. What am I gonna do? So she did that. My oldest sister, she did track, and she might have done something else, but she had a lot of things that she wanted to do, like hair, makeup. She did a cosmetology. Then she was real estate at one point. Then she was a business person. Then she did whatever she wanted to do. She did it.
So how was you going to top that?
Exactly. So, but now she lives at home, and she has 3 kids, my nieces and nephew. So she's now home. I think she's a home mom that I know of.
Yeah.
My brother, Lord bless his soul. Yeah, that's me and my mom. My dad and my mom, we are the same.
Yeah.
Same mom and dad. So he does, I don't really know what he does, but he did play baseball, but he does like his work. He's a dad too. So they're all parents, married, or some sort of things.
You the youngest?
I'm the second to youngest.
Oh, you're the second to the youngest.
Yes,
okay.
But like, I was supposed to be the first one. I love you, Trinity, but I was the second to youngest. But she just graduated, which that also kind of hurt her feelings because when she turned 18, I was on tour and I was supposed to be home for her thing. And like, that's like she's like my baby. Like, I go hard. I taught at the same high school as her. So like, I was like, you got any problems with these kids? I'll lose my job for you, girl. So, but definitely she does cosmetology. And then I was the dancer. And yeah, it was just like, we all had different
kind of paths.
Yeah. So for me to go on tours, like, I was telling them, like, watch, you gonna see my name on the big boards. You gonna see my name in the screens. You gonna see me, actually. And I told my older sister that one time. She's like, yeah. I believe when I see it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Believe it now. Believe it now.
As soon as I got that video, I said, post on Facebook because, girl.
Post it on Facebook. Okay, now I know that's petty because we don't even be posting on Facebook. So I know you specifically did that for her.
I said, yep, the family has to see this. No, literally, like, I was like, no, y'all not about to.
You need to see.
I did my big one, not my little one.
No, siblings, no, because siblings really do be competitive like that.
Yeah, but and it's like we all had different things, and I'm literally the only one that danced. Like,
that's crazy.
So it's like they were showing up to my shows, they were showing up to like my games when I was on dance team.
Yeah.
So it's like for them to see me like on stage, they're like, wow. And even my dad came to the show, so it was like he was like, you was doing your thing. Like he did a self-reflection on like, what just happened? Because he went to the show and hit me up 2 days later talking about something. I just want to let you know, girl, you so good. You was doing your thing on the piano. It's like, Dad, I'm glad you watched the piano, even though it's very uncomfortable.
I saw the piano.
Yeah. A lot of people did. Like, my mom was like, Dad, I don't know if I'm going to show your uncle this.
I know.
So, and it's just like, yeah. So it was like, I could show one side of my family and they'll be like, okay, yeah. And then like, I was just worried about those things. But then once I got the clear from my dad, I didn't really care.
Right.
Like, it's like my mom was going to go with it anyway. She knew what
it is.
She knew what she was coming with. She's going to accept me regardless because I'm her baby.
Of course.
Because I'm her baby.
Yeah.
So it's like, she was going to accept it. And she was like, if it gets out of hand, then I'm going to let you know. Like, it's out of hand, baby girl. Get it, snap back at you. It's not what I paid for.
Right.
So she did that. But it was like, my dad was like, really like, he shocked me for real. Because I was so nervous. I was like, I'm about to perform in front of you, Dad. And Jeremiah may sing into some areas.
He's gonna let you know.
But he's not doing anything. I promise it's all part of the scene. And scene, cut.
It's part of,
I say, it's just for 5 seconds. Cover your eyes.
Yeah.
Whatever you gotta do. But also my cousins from the East Coast, they came to the show too. A lot of my friends did too. So they were all like so happy to see me. So
everything was very classy.
Yeah.
Very classy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Jeremiah's like one of those artists, like, it's not like raunchy or nothing like that. It's very classy.
Yeah.
So like,
it was like,
it was tasteful.
We got the point. Like, what was the job?
He makes grown music.
Yeah. So it's like, if you're not going to be grown,
move on.
You at the wrong concert, baby girl. Because in the club, while 50 getting lap dances, so was Jeremiah. And they both cancer, so that you get the gist of it.
We know what's going on.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, actually, I feel like you're so very aligned with like Jeremiah's music, like very sexy vibe, very grown, and I feel like you choreographed to his music and it just matches your vibe. Was there any part that didn't feel like your vibe? I feel like I've heard some dancers, maybe they get booked for a job or they get put into a role and they're like, this doesn't really align with me. Mm-hmm. I'm not the, bubbly poppy person. I'm not the video vixen. Yeah. So did you feel pretty aligned with his music?
Absolutely.
100%.
It just worked out. Like, for one, I mean, a little small secret was we weren't supposed to do the piano. Like, I wasn't supposed to be on the piano. Like, when the first few shows, we definitely didn't do the piano yet until like
that was
whatever.
That's a cool scene.
Yeah. So like we were all like, when we had seen it, we were like, oh, I guess, because one of 50's dancers was doing it. I was like, oh, I guess, that's what's going on. And other stuff was going on. Something had happened. I don't want to even, but something had happened. None of my business. Right. They said, all right, y'all going on the piano now.
Period.
So I was like, well, I mean, and that was something I also manifested too, because when you're sitting in the audience and you're watching a dancer do so amazing at a part that you can see yourself doing,
hell yeah,
it's like, why can't I do it? Okay.
Yeah.
So like we always had conversations about like, oh, I'm trying to do the piano. Like, we trying to do the piano. You trying to be, like, you trying to get me to be on the piano? Let's do it. Like,
you'll have to send me that clip so I can post it, because no, it's like iconic. Like Alexis is that bitch, and like he's like, is he actually playing the piano?
Yes.
Oh my God, he plays the piano.
Yeah, he actually played the piano.
He's like playing the piano. This bitch is on the piano.
Yeah.
Okay?
It was like, so how it's set up is like, it's like the keyboard, but like the piano is built. Yeah. So like, it's not like, like the old fashioned keyboard, because you could break it if I was to dance on it and stand on it. But yeah, but it was just the keyboard part that he was playing. Okay, so he was playing most of it. He's like, yeah, everybody thinks I'm lying, like, or I'm not playing it. And I'm like, no, you're playing it, because I hear you loud and clear. Yeah. So yeah, but no, that was just,
yeah. That I think that matched your vibe.
Yeah, it just, for sure. It just went so, it was very authentic. Mm-hmm. It was like, it just flowed so wonderfully. It was just like, this is really happening. This is really my life. Like, and then it's like to see me on different pages on TikTok, getting text messages all the time. Like, I just came across your video on TikTok. You're like viral, Alexis. Like, I'm like, okay. All these like radio stations posting me, like, from the LA shows, from the Chicago shows. So it's like, it was like to see myself, and I'm just like, that's me. Little me is so proud. Yeah. So it was like really, regardless of like what other people, like, the comments, people are gonna always say things, and just like, but I never allow that to like drive me into a different direction, because people gonna have their opinions regardless. Of course. But if you don't know me, then you know that that's not where the direction we were going with it anyways. If you're not an artist and don't have a creative mind, not professional, you think, whatever.
The common folk.
Yeah. So it's like, of course you're going to think, oh, she's raunchy, she'll never get a man, blah, 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 blah. But God, I'm doing my job. Did you get paid to comment on my story? Did you get paid to comment on this video? No. So I just was like, yeah, it's okay. I'm okay with it. Like, whatever it is, I'll take it and push it forward. It's good publicity.
You had actually posted something where like you're on the big screen in the back. Mm-hmm. Like was that just like so surreal? Like, did you cry? Like, are you sentimental like that? Like, you cried, or like, how did that feel?
Well, when we first did the first show, we didn't know like what was going to be going on. Like, we didn't know if we'll be on the camera, but then we would just see the cameras in front of us. Yeah. And like, we would just see the cameraman like move to us, and then move that way, move to Jeremih, move to us. And so we were like, so all I kept telling myself was like, you better dance your heart out, girl. Like, you might be on the big screen, and then there'll be times where I'll be able to turn around, and I look up, and I just see my big ass just right there. I'll be like, all right, you're a little too close, sir. Back it up. Like, back it up, please. So it was definitely like, it was so surreal. Like, I was like, I'm really on the big screen. Yeah. And seeing my friends, like, they were videotaped.
Screen. Yeah. That screen was big.
Yeah, very big. And it was like on two sides. So you don't get one, you get two. So yeah. But no, it was like my friends were like record it for me so I can look back and see it. So I was like, oh yeah. But it was also me giving myself constructive criticism, like, fix your face. Don't make that face again. So yeah, definitely like, ooh, don't do that. Ooh, you didn't bend your leg. You didn't straighten your leg that time.
Did Jeremih, like, sometimes the artists, like, give you guys, like, shout outs and let you do, like, a little 1-2 step and shit? Did he, like, kind of shout you guys out at all, or was it?
No, but we did have like our own
You guys had a lot.
moments.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of moments.
It was a lot of like a lot that was going on throughout our set. So it was more like our DJ would. So DJ Caution, he would say like, "All right, Lex, you ready?" And it was like the time that it was like the last song. That's when we would just go up.
Yeah.
And we just go up, start twerking our butts around.
Yes.
And he was like, "Lex, you ready?" And I was doing the little push-up twerks.
You better come on.
He was like,
push-up
so
twerk.
he would be counting for me. He was like, 1, 2. He was like, "Can you give me 10 next time?" I'm like, "Are you gonna count? Because I think I did 10." Like, so it was like, yeah.
Oh,
but
she was having fun on stage.
yeah,
Bro.
it was really fun, and I think that's what Jeremiah wanted.
Yeah.
Like, when we first talked about it, he was like, "I just want to have fun. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be so like." But yes, he wants
Right.
a structured thing at the end of the day, because then that's when conversation started to happen. Like, okay, we need to figure out what we're gonna do, like to make it more solid and we just flow with the stuff where it's just water. So it was still fun.
Yeah.
Like every time we went on stage, it was like, let's have a fucking ball.
I feel like you went on tour like such a good artist.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He's really cool. That's my dog.
That's your dog.
That's my dog.
That's my dog. Oh my God. Awesome. Once you were actually on tour, were there like any mental challenges you found yourself encountering that you were like surprised about? Like, did you ever like confidence was ever wavering, or did you feel like just so jet lagged, or did you feel stressed about choreo, anything like that mentally?
I think the only thing I was mainly worried about was getting sick.
Really? Oh God, yeah. No,
I was
seriously.
I was just mentally just worried about getting sick, which my mom was also.
Did you get sick at all?
No, and not until not until the last day.
Yeah.
Like I went home. I said, "You made it all the way through. All these weather changes, all these things,
Oh God.
and you got sick the last day." Like I came home, I said, my tonsils," which is really hard for me. But I definitely was making sure like I was doing my vitamins and all this stuff. But I like I said, I was just trying to just get it before it got me.
Okay.
So, but mentally wise, it became draining. And so like I did like get tired. Like I'm tired. Like I'm ready. I need a break for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, like we're almost there. And it's like I feel like the team really helped me stay pushing for the end to keep going to the like final end. Like you're at the finish line, Alexis. Why would you even sell yourself short?
Yeah.
So, and I had, of course, my family back at home, like talking to me, and that really helped when I would have time. Like I would literally like text my friend Nia, like, "Hey, are you busy? I want to talk. Like, I just need to talk. I need a conversation. I need to get this off my chest. Can we chat?" So we'd be on the phone for hours, even though we're on different time zones.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Yeah, girl, like I'm up. Like, let's talk." Like it'll be even whether it's her, my friend Sequoia, Jess, anybody that wanted to call me, anybody that talked to me, or I just thought of it on the top of my head. I would call my mom. I did. This is really real. I did have an anxiety attack.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You're talking to Queen Anxiety here, so it's all good.
And so, like I have past history of that. So, and like I do different things to like cope with it, but I had to literally call my mom, and she like talked me through it, and she was like, "All right, you're okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Take a breather." She's like, "Go in the shower, take a bath." Like she was just telling me the steps. Like she even was on Google, like, how do I stop my daughter from this anxiety? Like she was literally like so worried for me. Like so I was like, I didn't like that because I didn't want to worry her too much, especially being so far from home. Yeah. So I was like, that's when she went into mommy mode, start looking up things to like help me. Like she gave me a lot of aromatherapy stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
So like I literally was like, when it was time for me to get back on tour, she was like, "Come pick this up so you can have this on your way there." Like, so you're okay. So definitely use those to my advantage. She definitely came through. My friends came through. It helped a lot. Like you always have to have your people in your circle behind you, because especially at times like that, I was like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
This is going to be a long night. Like,
Yeah.
how am I going to get through this?
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh, let's do it. Like, Mom, what's going on?
No, it's real shit. I don't think a lot of dancers talk about that at all. That's why I like to like bring that up, because I think people see people on tour and they're like, oh, how cool. They're just having fun all the time. They're dancing. But like, it's work. You're tired. You're hungry. You're out of your element. You're traveling. I don't know. Bitch, long flights for me. I don't do well with those. So it's like, if you're doing that a lot, like, how do you cope with that? Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm ADD. I gotta keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, I need things to do.
Wait, that flight to India? No, you didn't go straight. Did you go straight to India?
No, we went to Amsterdam first, and that was 10 hours. But
That's still long.
Yeah, some of the traveling days were like over 24 hours.
Yeah,
like,
that's a lot.
So it was like when we went to. I don't even know how long. I don't think it was that long for India, because we got a little closer. I think we went to Bahrain, which was like a 7-hour flight or something like that. I don't know. I lost track after a certain point. I'm like, how many hours is this? But there was times where we would have layovers. But those for the Middle East, we were actually on a private chartered jet.
Okay, I know that's right.
Thank you, 50. But yes, no, we were comfortable in those times, and we were with the whole team. Like, we were with 50's team, we were with our team. So it was like everybody was on the plane, so we could entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
And then, but when it came to like the long ones, like when you gotta sit for 10 hours, it's like, so I'm gonna sleep for 5 and be on my phone for the rest.
What am I gonna do?
And luckily, like, some of the airlines were like free Wi-Fi, and I'm paying that $20 for the time being, because I need it. Like, I need to do something. If I'm gonna. So it was really good, and luckily a lot of the flights weren't that like packed.
Good.
So we could give ourselves like room. We were like praying for those type of moments.
Spread out.
Some were full, but then some were just spread out. And then luckily we were next to each other for most of the time. So like, it's not like we were talking to a stranger sometimes.
Right.
Even though that's okay too.
That's okay to talk to
to get you through it. Just like, you're somebody I don't know. Let's talk.
I'm gonna talk to you now.
Yeah. But yeah, no. It was really cool.
That's cool.
To go through it all.
What was your absolute favorite memory about touring?
Ooh.
There's probably a ton.
It's a lot.
What are some that like just I want to hear them. So it doesn't even have to be one. It could be a bunch that just stick out to you.
My favorite memory, to be honest, it was the LA show, because I was at home. Like, I'm at home. Base. Like, I'm at the crypto. We call it Staples Center.
Okay. Right.
And what else? I got to perform in front of my family. Like, that's when we got to the West Coast, I was like, y'all on our side. Because for like a month and a half, we were on there's like the rest of the crew was like East Coast, Middle West, like Midwest, South. Like, it was a mixture of all types of people from all over. So it's just like, all right, like, y'all showing us y'all side and whatever, but it's our side. Like, now we on our side. Like, you the big dogs. Yeah. So it's like, it was good to do that in front of like everybody, and then like come home and like everybody was at the show, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know that everybody was coming to the show. You guys are 50 fans? Like, who would have known? Of course. So that was like one memory. I'm trying to think.
What was your favorite country? Did you guys get to like have a little bit of time to like run around countries a little bit? You did.
Yeah. Paris. Paris was a good place because I got my Louis bag.
I know that's right. Oh, I saw that Louis bag. Is that the one you posted? Mm-hmm. Oh,
it's right over there. I take that girl with me everywhere I go. I don't care how many times I wear it. Y'all gonna have to see it. Okay,
see that bag
because I worked hard for that baby,
bitch.
And I'll get another one too, just so you think you gonna play with me. Look. Okay, but no, yeah, because like I was where were we at? We were in Milan, and Amaya, we went to the shopping area where all the designer stuff was. And like, we had found out like, oh, there's no taxes. So like, you know, like everything, you're getting your money back. Once we did all the calculations and stuff, it made sense.
It only makes sense to buy a bag.
me, I'm like, I like to like premeditate on something before I do it. So like, I'm like, let me think about it before I spend this money because this is a lot of money. So I said, you know what? I could buy this in Milan. I could, but it would be better if I buy it in Paris. So everybody kept telling me like, buy it in Paris, it'll be fine. Da, 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 da. Like you're gonna go shopping anyway. So I was like, all right, I'll buy it in Paris. So I like found out how much it was. I was like, all right, I wasn't tripping. Like, that's okay. That's fine. That's actually surprisingly good. And then when we got to Paris, which is
cheaper overseas. Like,
yes,
cheaper, yeah.
yes, I saved a lot of money, and you get the money back.
Yeah.
Like right away. So it was like really good. So basically, I waited to Paris, and then it was just like walked in that store and I knew exactly what I was getting.
Yeah.
And I was about to get a wallet and a whole bunch of other stuff. I was just like, you know what? Let me chill out because you're doing too much. And then of course my mama called me. So are you gonna get me something from Paris? She was like, I want something from Paris, so I know that you bought it from Paris. So I was like, all right. And of course, like my mom, when I grew up, I didn't grow up on designer or nothing like that. Like I grew up off of like Nike was it, you know, cool. JC Penney's was my go-to.
That's
My dad
cool.
took me to JC Penney's shopping, Forever 21 and all the stuff. So it was like designer wasn't like our focus at all growing up. Which it wasn't a big thing, but it was like it feels so much better when you buy it. So it was like my mom,
when you work hard for it.
yes,
Yeah.
and especially when you buy it, like and you worked for it and you bought it. So it's like I worked so hard, like I want to give that to my mom too as well. So I bought her some Dior shoes. So she's
I
like,
know she wears those.
well, I haven't seen her since, but she definitely wore them. She liked them and they fit. That's the only thing I was worried about. Which is like, are they gonna fit you? Because sizing was different. And then I did get some Dior sandals in Germany.
Cute.
Yeah. And so that what basically made her want to get the Dior shoes. And then right after that, my little sister's calling me like, hey, girl, so, like, I see you over here in Louis and Dior. You trying to get me something? I'm like, girl, like, what do you want? And then she's like, oh, she started naming things. I called her when I was in London, and I went into the Balenciaga store, and we went to, like, an outlet. So me and one of 50's dancers, Trinity, me and her went, which is crazy because my little sister's name is Trinity. Oh. So it was so cute that I met her, and she's also an amazing dancer. She was like, yeah, girl, like she be going on her own little trips and stuff like that, and I be seeing her out. So I was like, Trinity, where you going? Because I'm trying to go with you. Like, what? Like, you exploring, girl. You're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. But they were also on different times as us because we all moved together, but it was like we all were getting to places at different times. Yeah. But luckily, like, we got to London, we went the next day, and she was like, yeah, girl, I'm going to go to London's outlet. They have a Dior outlet. It's the only Dior outlet ever. Like, I want to go see what it is. Mind you, they had all the other designers there. So it's like half off, basically. Yes. Pretty much what you're paying back at home. So I got a Gucci bag and a belt. Yes. And then I was calling my little sister, like, do you want stuff? And I got
shopping.
Yeah, I was shopping, girl. I was like spending money like I had it, which I did, but I was like,
I mean, you only live once.
Hello. And I was like, you can't say look. You can't say you got that.
And it's attached to the memory too.
Yeah. So like you can't say you got a Gucci purse from London. I can.
Period.
Yeah. So it's like that's what I was like. I got it because I was just like, you can't say it. Like it took me a minute because I was literally in that Gucci store like, Trinity, should I get this? Like she was like, yes, girl. Like you have to get it. Like you have to get it. You won't go back home and get it, so you might as well get it now. So
Trinity with bad influence.
Yeah. So literally, when I was FaceTiming my little sister, it was like probably like 5 o'clock in the morning. But I just know my little sister enough that she was up playing Fortnite, but she wasn't. She was asleep. So basically called her and like, do you want these? She tells me yes, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back and go get them. She's like, no, actually, I want this. I said, they don't have that. So
pick something.
You're gonna get something else. So then she started going through she started looking at websites like, oh, when you get to this location, can you give me this? I said, I am not doing that. So, which is so funny because what was it? Last week we went to my grandmother's birthday party, birthday dinner, and she's like, so like how much is the trip to Paris? Like I said,
look at her.
She's like, she's like, because I did the math and like. I think the math is mathing. If I spend the money to get a one-way flight to Paris and then spend the money, like I'm pretty much spending less than what I would spend at here. So I think I should do. I said, girl,
look.
First of all,
sit down.
Go do something else. You do not need to be worried about no designer stuff. She's had everything at a young age that I didn't have.
Youngest
at the
sisters.
The generation is so different nowadays because they get everything. Like she gets everything.
And you worked for your stuff. You were working on the job.
Yes. So she's like, yeah. And so I'm like, don't think your Christmas is about to be designer thing, because baby, when I come home, like I ain't got no job. This is my job.
You can work too. Exactly.
You gotta work, and you 18 now. Go buy you that designer bag.
You can work.
You could do it. You could do it. You don't pay a bill at all. Not one.
That's the youngest sisters. They always be.
But I love her to death, to the fact that I would, if she had told me what she wanted and they actually had it, like I would have definitely gotten it for her, because it's just like, yeah, she wanted the same bag as me, and I was like, you're not getting the same bag.
Something else.
Yeah, like what's wrong with you? So I was like, no, girl, like I'll get you a wallet. Baby steps. Baby steps. You can't just get. You're only 18. I know you want to go to school and go to college and show off your designer bags and all that, but you're not gonna do that. Stick to what you know. Stick to your budget.
Wallet.
Coin purse. Yeah. So yeah, definitely it was going back to, it's like London, Paris, like buying those things that you worked so hard for. It was like a memory that, I can't get out of. Like, I bought this here, like I did that, like, and it was just, I don't know, like there's so many other nights that was so much fun. Like I was like, this was a fun night. Like we was turning up, y'all.
How did you not fangirl around 50 Cent? Like, how exactly did you just act? And how did you act normal around Jeremih even? Like, what?
Because Jeremih is Jeremih. So it just became like that. Like, it was like Jeremih's Jeremih, like whatever. But he's cool. Like, he became like a friend and a cool person. Like, he'd like, talk to me, Lex. What's going on? Like, I'd be like, ugh, he don't talk like that. But like, he would be so mad if you ever impersonate him. But like, it would be so cool. It was like having like, he'll probably not. We'd be like, what the heck? Big brother. But like, it was like a big brother. They were all like big brothers to me. Yeah. So it was like, it was so easy.
That's such a good environment.
Yeah. So it was so easy. Like, you're going to fight with your big brother. You're going to have disagreements with your big brother. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's all love. Like, we rocking together. Yeah. And it was like, when it came to 50, Lord. I remember the first, I was just like reflecting on it, like the very first show where like I seen him walking through the hallways and like my heart melted to my ass. Like I was like, sad 50. Oh my God. And it's like you walking around with these big old chains, security guards. And mind you, they don't really know us because we didn't rehearse with them. Like our first show was our first rehearsal. Right. Basically.
Right. Yeah.
So we just ran through it, but they were there around each other, been with each other for over a month now. Right. So they were used to seeing each other, and we were walking in like new bodies to them. So they're looking at us like,
who are you?
What you about to do?
Oh, yeah.
So, but 50's so cool. Like, he's like a good friend. Like, he could be a good friend. Like, if we got to that level, like where he would walk in, like the dressing room, and Jeremih wouldn't be there because sometimes he'll go back in between the show sets because Busta will be in between us.
Oh my God.
So he would be, while Busta's going, Jeremih would leave. And we would just have the room to ourselves most of the time. Yeah. And 50 came in one time. I forgot where were we at. we were in Riga. I don't think anybody knows where that is.
Yeah,
but
I was pretending like I was.
We don't know. We didn't either. We didn't either. I think my stepmom was the only person that knew where it was. And I was like, why do you know that? She's like, yeah, girl, I work for FedEx. I said, okay.
FedEx, shout out.
So she was like, so like she knew where it was, but it was more, he came in, he was like, yo, we're fully at, because that's how they talk in Chicago.
Yeah.
We're fully at. I was like, oh, and I'm asleep. And Amaya taps me like, bitch, get up. Like, get the fuck up. 50 right here. I said,
Okay.
oh, what's up? Hey, no, he not here. And like, that was me. Waking me out of my sleep is probably like a hassle. And to even want to have a conversation at that. And he just was talking and having a regular conversation. Like, he known us for years. So he was just telling us like, he's really like, he'll put you on game. Yes, he'll talk about a lot of different things.
Right.
But he has a point where he's getting to.
Yeah.
And I think he like talked about like friends and like, you can't call everybody your friend. You know, and he was like, your acquaintance, some people are acquaintances, you know, to a certain time. So it was like, he was putting on the game about certain things. I was like, all right, okay. I'm like, all right, now, how long you going to be here? Because I'm getting nervous. Like, and he was like, y'all liking the show? Y'all liking the dance? And da. And I was like, yeah, what's up? Like, what else you want to talk about? And then they was like, he will talk to the point where they be telling him, like, bro, you're about to go on. It's time to go. Like, it's 9:30. No, it's 9 o'clock.
We got to go.
You're supposed to be on stage right now. You got to change your clothes. Come on, Joe.
I'm
like,
dead.
So it was like, it was like so cool. He did it a couple of times, but that one certain time, it was just me and Amaya. And like, we like freaked out. Like after we were
just chilling with 50, chopping it up.
And like, you know, when people on social media, they'd be like, would you take like, what was like $50K over dinner with Jay-Z? Like, right. Well, I already got the dinner with 50 cents, so I'm gonna take the $50K.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I like, you can learn so much from just him and what he says.
He's like a smart guy. Like he's one of like my husband's like favorite artists. Like he's read books by him and shit.
Yeah,
like,
like he has like, he got a lot going on in his brain because it just goes like, whoo. Like I'd be like, dang.
All that was going on.
Yeah, and you would never know. And he's so cool. Like he's protective of his people.
That's awesome.
Like him and Jeremih are like this. Like he rocks with him so heavy and respects him, and it's vice versa. So with like, they work hand in hand.
Yeah.
So it's like they're great artists to be around because it's like you learn from them. You see different sides. Like, it's really cool. You
literally got in with such a good artist, Alexis. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's going to, like, like, you're going to get hit up, like, you know, like, constantly.
Yeah. He definitely, I hope he don't get mad for me telling you this, but he definitely messaged me, like, the last day, like, we were having a conversation, and he was like, I hope whoever sees you sees what I see in you, because
that's like, awesome.
Yeah. So it's like you saw something in me and you still see something in me.
And you see that relationship with like certain artists with like their choreographers. Like even I saw Kara Harper with Victoria Monet like getting so excited when she won the Grammy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like cool to have that relationship with them.
It's definitely cool because it's like at the end of the day, they're normal people.
They're normal people.
They're very normal people. And it's like if you're gonna be what do they call now, like an industry plant or like whatever, like and just try to fit in versus just being your authentic self, they're gonna see right through that.
Yeah, they're
gonna be like, you're trying too hard, sis. Give it up. Like
give it up.
Like do something else with it because it's not me.
When you returned back to LA from tour, what was the first thing that you did? Did you sleep? Did you get in and out? What did you?
Okay, don't laugh.
I'm ready.
Once my mama dropped me off at home, I grabbed my car and I went to Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Better get that Chick-fil-A.
I went for Chick-fil-A and you gotta go for the breakfast, okay? All right. So I definitely went to Chick-fil-A, my first thing, and then I went home and went to sleep
I know that's right.
because your girl needed to hop up. And I was definitely in and out of sleep throughout the day. Everybody was like trying to contact me, like, welcome home. Like, I'm like, thank you for welcoming, but don't talk to me right now. I'm going to talk to you in 3 to 5 business days. Thank you. Yeah. But definitely Chick-fil-A hit the spot after eating all the food that I was eating overseas because I felt like I wasn't eating at one point.
Yeah.
Because we did have catering, but then after, I think like for the last month, we were like off whatever we had, like whatever was out there. Like they're not gonna have the same food, and it's not that
I'm picky when I'm overseas.
I'm picky all over the place
in general.
So I was like, if it's not my basics, I'm over it. Because when we first
that.
started, we was getting Popeyes, and when we got to overseas, I said I missed the Popeyes, y'all. So when we got to Switzerland, I found out they had Popeyes.
They have Popeyes in Switzerland?
Yes. I said, oh, I ordered me and it was bussin'. I ain't never ate a Popeye sandwich like that before.
Oh, it was probably good quality.
It was good. And, they don't put stuff in their food.
No.
But it's like, even like, and the fact that they do that is just like, the food wasn't hitting, especially in Europe. McDonald's was not hitting. Sweet and sour sauce wasn't hitting.
I feel it.
I was over it. It's like, you can't even do the norm because it's not that, because they don't put the processed stuff in there.
Shit.
They actually eat healthy, even though it's like not healthy in real life. But like, so I was literally like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. But as soon as I got home, I knew exactly where I was going.
Exactly what
I knew exactly where I was going. Nope.
I feel that.
I didn't set up a lash appointment. I set up everything. I was like, everything's gonna be laid out. My mom got me a massage, so I was doing like, I had things lined up so I can, regroup and like rejuvenate. Because she was like, I already know you. You're not gonna sit down.
Like, and you didn't.
No, I didn't.
And did not.
No, didn't sit down. I ain't probably sat down. It took me a minute. I think when I really started like recently working out a lot more consistently is like where I got my energy back, where I'm able to do a lot more the other day. I was doing like one thing a day and was like, I'm tired. I said, Mom, I'm not, but we're not going to talk about it. But I'm like, I feel like I'm either with child or I'm old as hell. Like, what the fuck's going on? So I was like, no, take me.
Yeah.
Why I had so much energy back then? Like, but I also slept
back
throughout the day.
Yeah.
So it was like I was off on different time zones every single day. I slept till probably 2 p.m., got up, ate some food, relaxed for a little bit. Then it was time to get ready for the show.
Hell yeah.
Showered and whatever you had to do, depending on what time it was, like different set times and stuff like that. So it was like big adjustments you had to make. But then right after that, you're going back to sleep. But it's 2 a.m., so you up a high of a dancing. Like,
so you're going to be up a little bit.
Like, especially if you have a great show, you're like, oh, yeah, I had a great show. Like, I want to watch my my videos. You got people posting you, tagging you that you didn't even know you found your Instagram. So it's like, and you trying to look on TikTok, like, did you go viral today from this show? Like, yeah. So it's like you're up to like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Later.
And buses didn't leave till like 4 sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Unless we begged them, like, can you leave now? Because we're trying to get to the next city.
Yeah.
So what's up? But it also, those are regulations that they had to follow. Because they can't drive after a certain time. So,
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so after like 8 hours, they're not allowed to drive. After that, they have to take a break. And
they need breaks too.
Yeah, so when we had the long drives, that was like a thing. But luckily, we had like 2 drivers in Europe, so it worked out. So we kept pushing, kept moving, but then they would pause and I would feel the bus stop. I said, why are we stopping? Why we are not at the hotel we're supposed to be at? This is not the location. I said, why are we still in Germany? We're supposed to be in Italy.
So then you can actually pause, like you can actually get into a hotel and
and so it was like it was like one of those like rejuvenation and then right back on it. So, and I thought that's how it was going to be when I got back home. And my body said, nope,
bitch, sit down.
Sit down, sit back down, calm down.
You feel rested now. You feel caught back up.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm ready for the next one. What's up?
Ready. Look.
What's up?
We ready to go.
Yeah.
One thing I really admired about you and just when I took class with you, you're just very humble too. Because I think I'm trying to remember. I think by then you had already performed with him once. Or no, we had worked a job together. And then, oh my God, I totally forgot that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
In January.
Yeah. And I think I was asking you questions about working with Jeremiah because you had done, maybe it was the
In my fields.
Okay, that's what it was.
I did that one.
But you're like so like humble and chill about it. Like you're not like, oh, I've worked with this artist and don't talk to me, bitch. Don't ask me any questions. Because I was asking questions, bitch. I'm nosy. So I'm like, what'd you do? How'd you do this? How's this? Like, you know what I mean? But you're so like down to earth about it. It's like chill.
Yeah. For those who are the gatekeepers about things, it's like,
because there's a lot of that.
That's like God giving you something, and then it's like you just holding it to yourself. You're supposed to like let people know about the things. Like people need to know what they should expect if that's what they want to do. Like
100%.
Why be afraid to tell your story? Like why be afraid to tell that story? So, I mean, what keeps me humble about it is just, I mean, in my head, I'm like, yeah, but it's like, it's a good, like, humble. So it's like, it's not like, stank, because I've never been like that. Like, I don't move like that. I have a genuine heart.
You do.
Like, I move so genuine, regardless whether it's dance, family, friends, all 100%. Of that. So it's like relationships and all that. And it's like, you never know who you're talking to at the end of the day, because you can tell them that and you can act really stank and they can book a job that you probably wanted and have that opportunity to book you.
Right.
And you ruined it because you got a stank attitude. Like,
stay home.
I don't want to book you because I don't want to be around you.
Look,
I seen how you responded to this. I don't really want to be around you. 110%. Like, it's like, why would I book you? Why would I give you? I mean, not to sound like that, but it's also like,
it's so true. Like,
why give you an opportunity that I've received?
Yeah.
And help you out when I just simply asked, how was it?
A lot of dancers be putting other dancers on. And even like me with like, if I'm doing a project or something and I can't do it, I be DMing people like, yo, this person hit me up. Do you want to do it? Like, girl, pay attention, like how you stay humble. And interact with people. Because
you never know when that time is going to come across you cross that person again. And you're like, yeah, I should have never said that, or I should have never acted like that towards that person, because, you know, I could have had that opportunity too. Yeah. Which I think a lot of folks understood that after they seen they see what really goes on. Yeah. What I was really working towards, because you know, everybody teaches heels classes, everybody does their own thing, and you know, it's like, yeah, you can book a tour. Yeah, you can book an artist and book a music video and stuff like that. But did you book a world tour? But yeah, no, it's all. I mean, that's a joke, but like, you know.
But it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
it does.
So and it's like
people talk about that shit.
Yeah, and it's like, it's sad that people are like that, regardless
people don't
of the
like.
industry.
Yeah, they don't want to like tell. I mean, there's like obviously like some teachers and mentors and stuff that are doing that now. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kira Harper and like, you know, Cameron, like they want to get people ready for tour, but dancers in general who are working, it's kind of like hush, like, cause like I said, I'm nosy. I'm gonna ask a question, and sometimes I'll be asking questions and people are like, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm like, okay, I'm literally not gonna take the job.
Like, did you sign? I mean, I understand if you signed the NDA or whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
So like, I understand those type of situations where they have to actually do that, because I did. I've heard that dancers have signed an NDA before, like announcing that they were on tour. So I can understand from that, but it's the way you say it.
I signed an NDA. I cannot talk about.
Yeah, I said, I'm so
but
sorry.
After, girl, like,
I said, give me a few minutes. I will give me a few weeks or a few months.
Right.
And I got your answer. Yeah. But don't sit here and say like, oh, I can't like tell you, like, why can't you? Like,
don't be weird about it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to see it regardless. Like, but I'm just like, I'm really like, you know, you want to know what's going on in their lives. And it's like, like, you're interested. You're inspired. It's
inspiring.
How are you going to be a leader if you can't openly inspire people and motivate them? They're not trying to copy you. They're not trying to do all this stuff. They're trying to be inspired to get 100%. To the same places that you are being, you know, you're being at. Like, you're not going to get nowhere gatekeeping. It doesn't work like that. It's like, hello. But yeah, no, I just
It'd be like that.
love having the heart that I did have that God gave me, because I'm just like, I want to tell my story. I worked this hard. I came from the nose, from overlooked, from not even being looked at.
Right.
So why not tell my story? Why I didn't think dance would be even in my thing. I was trying to think, what was the plan B? And I didn't have one.
Yeah.
I majored in dance in college. I kept dancing. I was on dance team. I was the president of the dance team. Like, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then the pandemic hit me. So I'm just like, what are you going to do? And luckily I had great friends to help me find what I wanted to do. And then once I found my purpose and it started to flow and it became so authentic, where people wanted to learn from me, people love learning from me, people enjoy coming to my class, and I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Because it just helps me. It makes me want to still be myself. Like, it will never change me, regardless of how much money I get in my pocket, who I work with,
which purse you got on the next tour, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't matter. She's still gonna be Alexis.
Exactly. I'm gonna still be Alexis Rose regardless. And it's like, I always want to be able to bring those people that stood beside me and supported me, not even just in my classes, but I seen their growth and that are working towards something. I want you to be a part of what I'm doing too. I want to be able to get there, but I'm also learning as well, because I'm a student.
Of course.
I could be a teacher, but I'm still a student. Like, that's also, I'm like, I really hope for this next tour, and I'm saying,
okay,
you
heard it here first. You heard it here first.
I'm just the dancer. I don't want to be the choreographer. I don't want to have to worry about the steps. I don't want coming up with the steps. I want to be under somebody just to get that student aspect of it, and just like, just get different movement in my body, and just, not have, it's less stress. Worry about the choreography and making sure a nip slip don't happen.
Hey, look.
And instead, I was worried about getting the choreo, making the choreo, changing the choreo,
this,
blah, 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 blah.
And the third.
And so it was just, that was pretty much like, I just want that for myself, just for the next round. And I mean, if I still have to be the choreographer, that's fine. But I would prefer, just being a student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Well, what's next on your list? Like, you want to speak this world tour into existence? Like, is the world tour the top? Is there more that you want to manifest for yourself?
I definitely want to manifest more tours.
Yeah.
Way more tours.
Yeah.
Way more artists.
Yeah.
Big artists.
Period.
Just along with 50. Who gonna top 50? Who gonna top Jeremih? Who gonna top Busta? I don't know, but guess what?
It's a pretty big artist, Alexis.
I'm taking it all. I'm taking it all. Like, I want it all. Like, I want. Yeah,
that's such a good attitude.
I just putting traveling and dancing together. Like I said, it was just so good. It's two great things that I love. So I'm just like, let's keep doing that. I do want to do music videos. I do want to do TV shows, dancing. I want to definitely look into booking an agent.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my first thing, because I didn't book an agent. I mean,
I
didn't get booked
without an agent.
Yeah, I didn't get booked through an agent through this.
Right.
So it's like, I did the hard work. Now it's time for somebody else to do the hard work. Let me just chill out and just, send my profile out for me, or whatever. I got to go to an audition. Then that's when my hard work comes into play. That's when I'm in my mode. Yeah. So I definitely want to go into that route for a little bit, to see if, I get more bookings through that. And also just make more connections with choreographers and stuff like that, because they know a lot more than I did from my first tour. Like, I didn't really know much. So I'm looking at the 50s choreographer like, tell me more. What do I need to do? What's going on? Hey, help us out. Because we're a little bit lost. Yes, we got the steps, but can you lead us in a direction? Yeah. So, a direction to where we look clean, crisp, just like your dancers. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to, just because we're the openers doesn't mean anything. We giving them the show, which
Okay,
they
I
was
know that's
they
right.
was coming for Jeremiah.
Okay.
Cause yeah, so it was definitely like just something that I want to do, and just hope that comes within the next month or two.
Okay, come on, month or two. I'm gonna be on scrolling on Instagram. Look what Alexis did now.
Yeah.
Period. That was so cool to see.
Yes.
So what advice would you give to any dancers out there that, you know, they have these big dreams for themselves, whether it's going on tour, whether it's you know, working on a music video with their favorite artist, teaching, anything like that, and they're struggling with confidence and it's just looking a little bleak in their future. They have no idea what's coming for them. Like, what kind of advice would you give for them to keep them going towards their end goal?
My advice is to keep going. If you can't, regardless of the no's, regardless of the yeses that you do get, you see the vision that you want for yourself, and the only way you're gonna get there is if you do it.
Ooh.
Nobody else is gonna do it, but you're gonna do it. And it's like, just because someone else doesn't see it, someone else will see it. And just like someone else, a lot of people probably didn't see me in this light.
Right.
Jeremiah saw me in the light.
Yeah, and that's the one that matters.
Exactly. So it's like, you got to keep posting. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep dancing. You got to keep training. You just got to do it. Like, if you don't do it, you're just sitting on something that it's not going to happen by the snap of your fingers.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. You got to also talk to God himself about it.
Okay.
He will lead you in the direction that you're supposed to go. And if that's not the direction that he wants you to go, that is okay.
Yeah.
It's always plenty of opportunities in this world that everyone can have.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not, one job, one wonder type of thing.
No.
It's definitely more out there that people can. You just have to be consistent. Yeah. And just have grace. Have grace with yourself. Be patient. It will happen. It will happen. And I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But when I started thinking differently and acting differently and moving differently,
Like it was gonna happen.
It just happened. Yeah. So that's really what I have to say. It's just as long as you work hard, for that dream of yours, it'll happen.
I love that so much. Oh my God. This is exactly why I wanted to bring you onto the show, Alexis, because I just feel like you just embody all of that. Like, just keep on going, believing in yourself. I love it. And then, like I said, just to be an outsider looking in and seeing you literally do exactly what you said you were going to do has just been such an inspiration, even for me, and just such a treat. Before we wrap up and do something fun, we'll do a little this or that game that I love so much. I want you to tell our listeners where they can find you on Instagram, what in your classes are, if you have anything fun coming up that you want to shout out, classes, anything.
You can find me on Instagram at Alexis with 2 I's, .rose with 2 E's. I believe my TikTok's the same way. Probably not the period, but it's probably just Alexis Rose with like 2 I's and 3's or whatever. Same thing. I am having a class.
Okay, period.
I have classes coming up soon. So I have my Valentine's Day special next Monday.
Period.
Bring your partner. We're going to dance some sexy. And if you don't have a partner, it's okay, because I don't got no partner either. So it's okay. What else? I just have classes back to back. So that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. And just catching me in classes, because that's what I'm working on now. Like, trying to just get myself in other people's classes and train.
Let me know when you go. We'll go together.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
I need a friend.
And I need to come visit you too.
Yes, absolutely. Come on down. But yeah, that's it. That's the most part what's going on for my life. And I am doing workshops every other month. So I do like a 2-day workshop where you learn pretty much the basics, fundamentals of heel training that a lot of people want to do, but ain't pointing their toes, ain't, getting the lines that, working on balancing, working on freestyles, gaining the confidence. Yes. I just had one in January, and like within 2 days is crazy how much I seen a different change. Where I was like, have you guys been working on this for a few months? Like, are you sure? But a lot of those dancers, I've seen that they were working while I was gone. So it's like all I had to do was sprinkle a little fairy dust on them, and they just pop right back into the exactly. Yeah. So I definitely have that. And then we, of course, learn choreography, and we film the next day. And and then it's like solo moments so they can see themselves and their true self. And it helps build a lot of confidence. Oh, yeah. And I call it elevate your performance because it's a big growth within that. Yeah. And it's like, got to prepare yourself for anything. The stage, walking into an interview. Look. Okay. And walking into an audition. And you have to have that confidence. That's what with that. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at, can this girl hold her own? Can you hold it together? Yeah, you make mistakes all the time. You can make it on stage. 100%. You can make it on anything. But can you hold it together?
It's the confidence.
Yeah. So definitely those are the things. If catch me on Instagram, I'll be posting it. And
I'll put all of your contact information in my little show notes.
Okay,
too,
great.
So you guys can find it there. Awesome. All right, Alexis, are you ready to do the very exciting this or that game?
Yes, I'm nervous. What is this?
So you're going to pick something. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to pick something, the first thing that comes to your mind. When I give you 2 options, you can give us a little, hot take of why, or you could just leave it right there. Sound good?
Okay. Okay, yeah.
All right. So the first one, Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, Coke.
Coke.
Yeah, Pepsi's nasty.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't met anyone.
I had to drink it when we was overseas because they didn't carry Cokes in certain areas. So like whatever they would put in our dressing rooms, it would be like Pepsi's. I'd be like, I don't want Coke. Like I want Coke. Like why are you giving me Pepsi? And then we would ask for Sprite. There was a point where I was like, all right, I'll just do water.
Just give me water.
Yeah.
All right, leg day or arm day?
Ooh, leg day. I hate arm day. I'd be killing me. I did leg day today, and I almost died. But I'd rather that. I feel like my legs are stronger than my arms are. But I definitely want to get stronger with that. Yeah, with my arms lifting and stuff.
When dancers have like strong arms, I'm like.
Yeah, and I also don't want to look like, like I'm what is it? I can't even talk about
power lifter.
Yes, I don't want to look like that. I'm sorry, no offense to those who do it, but
yeah.
I don't want to look completely like that. Like I want to look.
She wants the Coke bottle.
Yeah.
Pure.
Yeah, it's already given that. I just don't want to look that in my arms.
Cozy night in or ratchet night out?
That's a hard one.
I know.
Because I do have my, introvert moments. Mm-hmm. And then there's times where I want to be outside.
You're a Taurus.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's times where I want to don't want to go outside. Mm-hmm. Like I want to be inside, especially with this rain that's going on now. Like I'm good for a cozy night, but because who getting dressed and who getting cute?
I'm not getting
to get wet? No, absolutely not. So definitely, that's a hard one. Can I say both?
Both of them? I'll let you say both of them.
Both of them.
Okay, perfect. Both of them. Just you. Just because you. Jazz or ballet?
Jazz.
Jazz. Yeah.
I used to love jazz growing up. Ballet, sorry, Madame Ala and Madame Gillis, but it used to be a snooze. But I think my favorite time in ballet was when we would have turning competitions.
Oh, how fun.
So it was like our Madame Ala, she would literally have us line up, go in lines all right, 3 at a time. Give me a single. who can do like a clean single. And that's how I really became a turner for real.
Nice.
It's like we would have competitions like, yeah, and I'm very
Healthy competition.
Yeah, very healthy one. So it's just like, yeah, and I would always somehow end up like, it would be me and another girl and the guys. Because, you know, guys turn
Oh, guys
for life.
can turn.
Yeah, so I was always like in the top 5 for sure. Don't count me out. Because it was like a push. So, but when it came to jazz, I just loved like,
She was a jazz girl.
Yeah, it was so, yeah. It was like, yeah. I don't know.
Come on, jazz hands.
Yeah. It was something about it. It was just, I just loved it. Like, and I loved my teachers, like, for jazz. So, no offense to my ballet teachers, but.
It's okay. I don't think they take any offense. They're kind of like serious. Okay. Red toes or white toes?
White toes.
Oh!
White toes, French tip. Sorry.
French tip.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My sister be doing the French tips on her toes.
Yes. Yes, I love it. Even though I love red on my hands.
Right.
Yeah, I love red goes really good on my hands. But I don't know. I've never really done red on my toes. I've never done anything other than in a long time. Because when I was younger, I probably did like different colors, of course, but definitely white toes, French tip. When I started doing French tip again, I said, "Yeah, I found it."
That's the one. All right, last one. Very hard for you. Going on tour with Meg Thee Stallion or going on tour with Nicki Minaj? Oh, I know. This one always gags people.
I don't know. Both of them. I want to go on both of them, but not even a but. Like, I want to go on both of them, especially because Nicki about to go on tour right now too.
She is. She's
but I mean, I'm gonna shake my ass regardless.
right, period.
You just gotta really think about those things too.
Which songs do you want to shake them up to? I guess, huh?
Meg. I'm gonna fuck with Meg.
Fuck with Meg.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna fuck with Meg. Yeah. I love Nicki though. Don't count me out, boo.
Look, she's still a barb.
Okay. Hello. I love you, but definitely I'm gonna do Meg for now. For now.
For now.
For now. But if Nicki call, I'm gonna answer and call first.
Once you're off with.
Yep.
Period. Awesome. Alexis, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know that you guys just love this interview so much as I did. And we will talk to you guys later. Yay!